Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. While David had his own thoughts, Janelle, David's former sister, offered a more balanced perspective. She initially acknowledged that polygamy is associated with numerous tragic tales. However, it is also argued that judging the community as a whole based on a few poor examples is unfair. Janelle pointed out that monogamous marriages can also suffer from dysfunction and pain. Still, she later acknowledged that secrecy and a lack of empowerment for women have often made things worse in plural relationships. Kody Robyn was married to Janelle in 2010 when Sister Wives first aired. Along with Mary and Christine, Kody eventually courted Robyn, as the show revealed. After separating from Mary, Kody married Robyn-in-law years later. He's monogamous with his only remaining wife. In their polygamous union, Robyn Brown and Kody Robyn are the only remaining married couple at the moment. Kody was married to Mary originally. However, Christine and Janelle were added in later on so they could have a plural marriage. The three made an effort to get the show Sister Wives renewed. However, this was not going to happen with only the three of them. Robyn Brown is said to have met Kody Robyn while he was out with Mary. Both she and he expressed an interest. The narrative progresses from there, with her joining the family and them falling in love. But it's possible that this is not the case. The stars of Sister Wives have been exposed for their biggest lie. Robyn is said to have been Kody's mistress, and this is how she got there. At a shopping center in St. George when he was working his sales job, the family had zero to do with it. She just so happened to have some knowledge of polygamy. She was his midlife crisis mistress. When Kody's nephew stated that the show would be about him integrating his mistress into the family, he was absolutely correct. When fans heard this, they weren't shocked. However, based on what they had initially stated, this would be a complete lie. It seems as though Kody and Robyn may not have met when he was on a date with Mary, like they originally said. Instead, the fact that Robyn was Kody's mistress is being made public. Apparently, the show couldn't get picked up with the first three wives, so this worked out. This does not shock fans whatsoever. However, they regretted not having been present from the start. What do you think about this all? Is this shocking to you? Post your thoughts in the section below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. In the most recent episode of the TLC show Sister Wives, fans are about to witness a rare and touching moment from Christine Brown's husband, David Woolley. The topic: his strong opinions on polygamy, and how his past experiences have shaped them. Christine has frequently discussed her own difficulties in a plural marriage. But this time it's David who opens up about what he's witnessed firsthand. His perspective is derived not from outside sources but rather from the practices ties to his family. As the conversation unfolds, his words seem to carry a mix of frustration, empathy, and conviction. But what exactly did David say about the men in polygamy? And what was Christine's reaction to his unflinching honesty? Keep reading to find out. While David had his own thoughts, Janelle, David's former sister, offered a more balanced perspective. She initially acknowledged that polygamy is associated with numerous tragic tales. However, it is also put forward that it's not fair to judge the entire community based on a few bad examples. Janelle pointed out that pain and dysfunction can also exist in monogamous marriages. Still, she later acknowledged that secrecy and a lack of empowerment for women have often made things worse in plural relationships. Kody Robyn was married to Janelle in 2010 when Sister Wives first aired. Along with Mary and Christine, Kody ultimately courted Robyn, which was showcased in the show. Years later, Kody legally married Robyn after divorcing Mary. He's monogamous with his only remaining wife. Christine, one of the Sister Wives, broke up with Kody and is now dating David Woolley. David shared that his negative view of polygamy began long before he met Christine. In the new episode, he reveals that one of his sisters suffered lasting emotional trauma from being in a plural marriage. He tells Christine, "My oldest sister was mentally damaged from it," about how the experience made him see the darker side of the lifestyle. He also stated that he has always looked down upon it because of this. When Christine asked what he believed was the biggest flaw in polygamy, he answered, "The man." David is of the opinion that a lot of men use polygamy as a means of controlling women. He explained that most men in these relationships love the attention, and even enjoy watching their wives compete for affection, according to his experience. According to him, they love the fighting is a major flaw in the way some men view marriage. Christine agrees with his assessment, recalling her own frustrations with how power often shifted in her former family dynamic. David doesn't mince words, saying that many men use polygamy as punishment, threatening to spend time with another wife when one doesn't obey. David concludes the conversation by stating that the practice has far more to do with ego than faith, and calling it not a right thing to do. Fans of Sister Wives had the misconception for a number of years that they had witnessed everything the show had to offer, including the heartbreak, manipulation, the tears, the shattered marriages, and the interminable drama that surrounded the Brown family. But the shocking truth about the biggest lie that Kody and Robyn Brown told has shaken viewers' preconceived notions about their so-called love story. Kody and Robyn were allegedly weaving a web of deceit so extensive that even those closest to them were unaware of how much of their lives were scripted, staged, or simply fabricated behind the camera smiles, the carefully constructed public image, and the emotional confessionals. This is about manipulation, secrecy, and a truth that reveals how far Kody and Robyn were willing to go to protect their image and rewrite their legacy, even if it meant betraying everyone who once trusted them. It's not just about jealousy between sister wives or the end of plural marriage. The greatest lie that Kody and Robyn ever told, according to family sources, was pretending that their relationship developed naturally within the framework of plural marriage. In reality, their relationship had been strategically planned and emotionally manipulated long before viewers ever saw it unfold on screen. This was the biggest lie that Kody and Robyn ever told. Robyn was more than just a new wife. She was the start of a whole new chapter that Kody planned under the guise of spiritual revelation, and with the help of his other wives. The truth is that years before Robyn showed up, Kody had already emotionally left his marriages to Mary, Janelle, and Christine. His assertions that he was merely doing God's will served as a cover for his passion and personal goals. Kody and Robyn, according to insiders, used the show's platform to justify their union, while carefully editing the narrative to give the impression that it was fate rather than design. The lie was founded from the beginning on the appearance of fairness. Within his diverse family, Kody preached openly about harmony, equality, and divine order. However, behind closed doors, he was establishing a hierarchy with Robyn at the top. The new information suggests that Kody's entire narrative about being torn between two wives was nothing more than a stage show for the cameras. Robyn was not only his favorite wife, but also his only real partner of choice, and they played the long game together. The 2014 legal marriage that shocked fans was not a spontaneous act of love. Rather, it was the final step in a carefully constructed plan that had been in place for years. The emotional fallout from that decision shattered the family, but what fans didn't realize at the time was how many details had been kept hidden. Television sanitized Robyn's financial woes before she joined the family, her enigmatic divorce, and her relationship with Kody's timeline. Even the story of her children being adopted by Kody was presented as a touching family moment, when in truth, insiders say it was motivated by control, image, and power. Kody wanted to erase Robyn's past while cementing his dominance over the family's future.